There is a single cleaning compound that removes years of built-up grease in 30 seconds, strips paint from concrete without scrubbing, and costs 89 cents per pound at any hardware store. It outperforms every heavy-duty degreaser on the market by a Factor Professional cleaning services measure in minutes versus hours. And it has been banned for consumer sale in 17 states, restricted across the entire European Union, and systematically removed from every major household cleaning product formula sold in North America. Not because it ever harmed a single surface it was designed to clean, not because it stopped working, because a cleaner this powerful, this fast, and this cheap cannot coexist with a $37 billion cleaning product industry that depends entirely on selling you weak solutions that require repeat application and frequent repurchase. This is the story of the cleaning trick that was banned in multiple countries, not because it failed, but because it worked far too well for far too long. Welcome to Forbidden Arena. If you are not subscribed, subscribe now and turn on notifications, because what you are about to discover has been legislated out of reach on purpose, and every share preserves what they spent billions trying to erase. Right now, the average American household spends over $600 every year on cleaning products. That number comes from the American Cleaning Institute's own industry research published in 2023 after surveying over 40,000 homes. $600 annually on sprays, powders, scrubs, and degreasers that require multiple applications to achieve results a single 89-cent compound delivered in one pass 40 years ago. The EPA estimates that the typical home contains over 63 different chemical cleaning products at any given time. 63 bottles, each designed for a specific surface, each requiring repurchase every few weeks, each sold at a markup that turns base chemicals costing pennies into products priced at $8 to $15 per container. And every single one of them is weaker, slower, and less effective than the compound that was quietly removed from your access decades ago. The compound still exists. Professional cleaning crews still use it, industrial facilities rely on it daily, but you, the homeowner, the consumer, you were told it was too dangerous, too harmful, too risky. What you were never told is that the danger was not to your home. The danger was to their profit. If you have made it this far, you already understand more than the people standing in the cleaning aisle right now holding bottles that cost $12 and deliver half the results. Subscribe and share this with anyone still buying products that require scrubbing for 20 minutes to clean what this compound handles in 2. Everything the cleaning and household product industries have buried is inside the complete Forbidden Arena outdoor vault. Cleaning protocols that were legislated off the shelves, methods that professionals use but never teach, natural solutions that corporations spent millions suppressing, fire techniques that outdoor brands classified restricted, water hacks that cost $2 and outperform $100 filters, shelter systems that replace expensive gear with materials you find free. The link is in the description or scan the code on your screen. Stay right here, because what comes next is where the entire story breaks wide open. Let us go back to 1933. A chemist discovers that trisodium phosphate, a simple inorganic compound, cuts through grease and grime faster than any soap-based cleaner ever tested. TSP, as it becomes known, goes into production. By the 1940s, it is the standard heavy-duty cleaner in every American household. You mixed a quarter cup with water and it cleaned everything. Kitchen grease that had been baked onto stovetops for months dissolved in seconds. Mildew on basement walls vanished on contact. Nicotine stains from years of smoking wiped away without scrubbing. Exterior siding came clean with a single wash. Interior walls prepped for painting in minutes instead of hours. The compound was so effective that one box, costing under $2, replaced an entire cabinet full of specialized cleaners. Families bought one box per year. That box handled every heavy cleaning task in the home. There was no need for separate degreasers, mold removers, wall cleaners, or pre-paint wash. TSP did it all, faster and cheaper than anything else available. Professional painters would not work without it. Contractors kept it on every job site. Homeowners passed the knowledge from generation to generation. If you had a cleaning problem, you had one solution, and it cost almost nothing. Then in 1970, something changed that had nothing to do with cleaning and everything to do with profit. Environmental groups discovered that phosphates in laundry detergent were contributing to algae blooms in lakes and rivers. The science was clear. Phosphates are nutrients. When they enter waterways in high concentrations, they feed algae growth, which depletes oxygen and harms aquatic ecosystems. The problem was real. The solution was obvious. Regulate phosphates in products that go down the drain in massive daily volumes, like laundry detergent and automatic dishwasher soap. But here is what happened instead. By the early 1980s, legislation targeting phosphates began banning or restricting TSP for consumer sale, even though TSP was used sparingly, a few times per year, in quantities 1,000 times smaller than the detergents being used daily. The environmental justification applied to laundry soap, but the bans swept up TSP anyway. State by state, the restrictions came. The European Union banned it for consumer products entirely. Stores stopped stocking it in the cleaning aisle, and an entire generation grew up never knowing the compound existed. Subscribe now if this is connecting. Every single subscription fights an industry that rewrote the rules to eliminate competition they could not control. The vault is in the description. Stay with me. The science they refuse to put on modern labels is next, and it explains exactly why nothing you buy today works like what they took away. Trisodium phosphate is an alkaline salt. When dissolved in water, it creates a solution with a pH between 12 and 12.5. That extreme alkalinity breaks the molecular bonds in organic materials like grease, oils, proteins, and tannins. It does not just lift dirt, it chemically disintegrates it. Modern all-purpose cleaners sit at a pH between 7 and 9 because anything stronger requires warning labels, liability insurance, and customer education. A weak cleaner is a safe cleaner legally. It is also a cleaner that does not work well, which means the customer has to scrub harder, use more product, and come back to buy again sooner. TSP at pH 12 does in 30 seconds what a pH 8 cleaner cannot do in 30 minutes. The difference is not marginal, it is exponential. According to testing documented by professional painting contractors and restoration specialists, TSP removes nicotine stains, soot, grease, mold, mildew, and oxidation faster than any consumer product currently sold, including products that cost 20 times more per application. A 1-pound box of TSP, still available at some hardware stores and online for under $2, makes 4 gallons of heavy-duty cleaning solution. 4 gallons. That is enough to clean an entire house interior, wash exterior siding, strip years of grime from a garage floor, and prep every surface for painting. Compare that to a $12 bottle of brand-name degreaser that gives you 32 ounces and requires repeated application. The performance gap is not even close. Here's where the numbers become deeply uncomfortable for the corporations that lobbied for phosphate bans while conveniently launching entire product lines to replace what was restricted. The global household cleaning product market is valued at $37 billion annually. That number comes from Grandview Research Market Analysis published in 2024. That $37 billion flows to companies like Procter & Gamble, Clorox, SC Johnson, Reckitt Benckiser, and Unilever. Every one of them sells multiple cleaning products where TSP once stood alone. A degreaser for the kitchen, a mold remover for the bathroom, a wall cleaner for prep, a deck wash for exteriors. 4 products at $12 each, replacing one compound that cost $2 and outperformed all of them combined. When TSP was restricted, the market did not collapse. It exploded. Consumers did not stop needing heavy-duty cleaning. They just started buying 4 bottles instead of 1 box. Revenue per customer quadrupled overnight. The environmental legislation was real. The algae problem was real. But the solution targeted the wrong products at exactly the right time for an industry that had spent decades trying to eliminate a competitor they could never beat on performance or price. You cannot patent trisodium phosphate. You cannot build a proprietary formula. You cannot create customer dependency on a compound that costs 89 cents and lasts a year. The business model of the cleaning industry requires products that are used frequently, replaced often, and priced high. TSP violated all 3 requirements. So when environmental regulation created an opportunity to remove it from consumer access, the industry did not resist. They celebrated. And they filled the gap with products that cost more, work slower, and keep you coming back. Here's exactly what you need to know right now. Trisodium phosphate is still legal to purchase in most areas, though availability varies by state and country. You can find it at hardware stores, paint supply stores, and online under names like TSP Cleaner, TSP Substitute, or Heavy Duty Cleaner. True TSP contains trisodium phosphate. TSP Substitutes contain sodium carbonate or sodium metasilicate, which work but are not as strong. Read the label. If you are in an area where TSP is restricted, the substitutes are still far more effective than consumer all-purpose cleaners and cost a fraction of the price. To use TSP, mix 1/4 cup with 1 gallon of warm water for heavy-duty cleaning. For extreme grease or stains, use 1/2 cup per gallon. Wear gloves because the high pH can irritate skin. Apply the solution to the surface with a sponge or brush. Let it sit for 2 to 5 minutes. Wipe clean. Rinse with water. That is it. Grease, grime, nicotine, mold, oxidation, all gone. Use it to prep walls before painting, and the paint adheres better and lasts years longer. Use it on exterior siding, and decades of weathering disappear. Use it on garage floors, and oil stains that survived every other product vanish in one application. One box handles what would require 6 different specialized products and hours of scrubbing with weaker cleaners. Now let me be completely transparent about something the cleaning companies will never tell you during the fear-based marketing they use to sell safer alternatives. TSP is a strong alkaline cleaner. It can damage aluminum, harm certain finishes, and irritate skin and eyes on contact. You must wear gloves. You must rinse surfaces thoroughly. You should not use it on glass, mirrors, or unsealed wood. It is not appropriate for every job, but for the jobs it is designed for, heavy-duty degreasing, deep cleaning, and surface prep, nothing else comes close. The fact that it requires caution does not make it dangerous when used correctly. It makes it effective. Your grandfather used it safely for decades. Professional crews use it daily without incident. The difference is knowledge. They knew what it was for and how to use it properly. You were never taught because teaching you would cost them sales. Subscribe if you are still here. Hit the bell. Share this with anyone who just spent $40 on cleaning products that barely worked. The Vault link is in the description. Inside is everything the home and outdoor industries buried, cleaning methods that were banned not for safety but for profit, maintenance tasks that extend the life of everything you own, repair tricks that service companies hide, fire techniques the outdoor brands will not teach, water purification that costs nothing and works in 60 seconds, shelter strategies that replace $200 tents, 10 guides, 1 vault, all the knowledge they erased. Here's what they cannot afford for you to understand. Effective solutions are almost always simple and cheap. Complicated and expensive is a business model, not a necessity. The cleaning product under your sink that requires 20 minutes of scrubbing and repeat application is not weak because the science is hard. It is weak because strong cleaners do not generate repeat revenue. You buy once and you are done. That model does not build billion-dollar corporations. So they took away the strong cleaner, blamed the environment, and sold you 6-week replacements at 10 times the cost. Every time you bought the replacement, you funded the system that removed your access to what actually worked. Your great-grandmother cleaned her entire home with 1 box of TSP per year. Her daughter did the same. Then the box disappeared from shelves. Then you started buying bottles, lots of bottles. The cleaning tasks did not change. The dirt did not get harder to remove. But the products got weaker, the prices went up, and you were told this was progress. It was not progress. It was profit. And the difference matters. If this video showed you that difference, subscribe and share everywhere. The next video is already being built, and what we are exposing is heavier. The vault is below. Click the link, scan the code. In the next week, you could replace 6 products with 1 compound and cut your cleaning time in half. In the next year, you could save hundreds. All because you learned what they legislated out of reach and spent decades making sure you would forget. This is Forbidden Arena, where we dig up what the system buried, and we are just getting started.